Okay, as discussed, we've identified that the homeowner is using about 3 times as much water as they need. We have all the information we need. We're going to help them get more program work, adjust their program settings to something much more consistent with landscape need. So I'm going to exit out of water budget, and I'm going to head back into my zone information where our program was. So I'm going to click there. I'm going to head on into program information again. Okay, so what we can see is we have our program information. We see that we know based on their current program, watering 2 times a day, 6 days a week, with these run times and flow rates, their total is 148,824 gallons a month. Okay, so we want to get them much closer, at least for May, to about 45,000 gallons and set it up to where peak season they're pretty close or maybe just a little bit over what they need. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the bottom of the program, and you will see this copy current to new button. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And what you'll notice is that it basically took an exact copy of our program and put it over here. In this says this was our current program, and it copied it to our new program. Okay, so we're going to use these. We're going to start adjusting all the settings that they can change on their controller: frequency, cycles per day, and runtime. And so combined with their flow rate, we're going to be able to customize a schedule for them that gets them closer to their water budget. And, we're standing there so we can use our expertise to see what's going to be appropriate for each zone. So typically what I do is I go to the homeowner, I explain that explain the overwatering, quick little summary of water budgets, landscape area, vegetation type, local climate, show them their graph and be about 3 times over. Assure them that they are not bad people. It's just difficult to know how much water your grass needs, and let them know that I will help them come up with a program. Then I'm going to go to this program right here and adjust the program directly with them. So I'm going to say right off the bat, well, dear homeowner, I can see right away that you are watering 6 days a week. So typically, even in peak summer, we don't recommend that. At most 4 days, basically no more than 4. So let's go ahead and drop that down right away. So all I'm going to do is click on it, and I'm going to select 4 days per week. And what we can see is that automatically it updated the program total. So right there, honestly, if we did that, we would be already ahead, but we're going to keep refining it. So I say, okay, so this would be what you would consider as your peak, a good watering schedule for July, peak season. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like if we change it down to 3 days a week, which was much more consistent with what we want this time of year. Oops. Okay, so that puts us at 74. That's still a little bit high. I'm going to see what it looks like if I put it at 2 days per week. So 2 days per week, we're getting a little bit closer. That's quite a bit closer. Oops. So if you could talk them into doing that, that would be great. I would say, can you go ahead and drop down to 2 days per week? Are you comfortable with that? Chances are they're not, because if they're watering 6 days a week in May, they're already, we're going to take it slow. We're going to build that trust. So what I'm going to say is, you know what? I understand that. Can we get to where we're watering 3 days per week? And maybe just drop a little bit of time from the program. So I might go through, and based on my expertise being in the field or being with them, I might say, well, let's just drop everything about 5-6 minutes. So I would walk through that with them. Oops. Pause while I do that. Okay, so I went ahead and dropped everything so we're at 2 cycles per day, 3 days per week, and we've dropped our run times about 5 minutes apiece. So what we can see now is that we are at about 62,000 gallons for May. So we could drop a whole other day and still be fine. Chances are that's going to be a hard sell, and we don't want to push people. We just need to make slow, trusting gains. And so also we'll notice that when we think about them, if they water no more than 4 days in peak summer, they're going to be at 83,000 gallons. So I'm going to say, you know what, that's still, 20,000 gallons more than you need, so your plant should be fine, and I'll have plenty of time to adjust between now and then. So this is the program I'm going to recommend for them to implement. That'll at least cut the water use dramatically and still give them a little bit extra so they feel fine. I'm also going to leave some notes for them and say, okay, now when your landscape's getting a little bit less water, you might see some brown spots. Now it's important to recognize that that's going to be due to coverage, not because of water. So if you see brown spots, go ahead and make sure you inspect the mechanical system, etc., etc. And so I'm going to leave some notes here. Okay, so I've updated all of the zones I put in some notes down here, so we're pretty much ready to go. And I'm going to go through and just double check that everything's been done. Turn it to green when it's been done. Going to go through and check everything that's been done. Go through the kind of final findings, inside, outside, and then be able to email them the report without even having to go back to the office.